Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this video is a look through at all of the journals that I kept this year. And so I have quite a few of them. If you can see here, there's a lot of them. Not all of them are finished. Some of them will definitely come with me in 2023. And yeah, but I did manage to finish, I think, 6 journals. So that's really cool. And so I think I'm gonna go through the ones that aren't finished, that sort of are ongoing journals. And I think you might have seen a few of them before, and so I'm just gonna move maybe these little ones aside, and we can look at the bigger ones. Not these. So I think it's just these. These are the ones that I either started in 2022 and will continue on. Like, this is my 5-year journal, so obviously 2022 was 1 year, and then 2023, 2024, etc., etc. Or they're just journals that I took a class and I started it and it's not finished and stuff like that. So I am just going to go through them all. I think I have about 6 of them here, it looks. And so, okay, the first one is my 5-year. So this is my 5-year. I believe I shared this maybe one other time, but it was a typo 5-year journal, and it came like, let me see, it came like blank like this, so you can fill in, you can start it whenever, and you can fill in the dates as you go. And I messed up, and I was going to stamp my date. So if we go to the first one, I was going to stamp like the year. You can still see it through the washi on the first page here, and I didn't like that. And so what I thought to do to cover it up is put washi tape all on the top. And so I did it for January, and then I continued on, and I'm like, oh, it'd be really cool if I use a different washi tape for each month. But in doing so, it became super chunky on the top. So like, I did all the months are there, and then I printed and cut with my silhouette the stickers that go for each day and year. And so like, look how thin it was before, and look how thick it is now. And so I took it out of the cover. I had previously covered the cover in this beautiful fabric, and I had to take the whole thing apart out of it. And I had made a makeshift cover out of chipboard, but I quickly got rid of that too because it was just too bulky. It was too much to handle. And I was just like, you know what, if I'm gonna bind it in like the hard cover, I would have to do it once the 5 years are all filled up. And so what I did was I just kind of ripped the fabric that I had used for the chipboard, and I just kind of, this is glued onto here and onto here, but it makes it easier. Like it opens up better, and I think it's because it's soft. It's more of a soft cover, and so I'm probably just going to leave it like this. I know this side is going to grow some more to match this as I fill it up, because since I already did that on the top, I decided, well, it doesn't make sense to like not include photos and stickers and tip-ins and stuff like that. And so that's what I ended up doing, because if I had left it the way it was, it would just be like, it would just be journaling. You know, I wouldn't have used stickers, because you know, when you add stuff like that to the page, it bulks it up like a lot. So yeah, so this is my 5-year. I feel like I did well. Like, clearly the beginning of the year is basically empty because I did get this journal in March, and so I had to like sort of kind of backtrack, and anything that I wrote in my journals, like in my little journals, I was able to kind of fill in the appropriate day in like January and February. I think February is a bit more filled out than January, but I do have some blank spots. And then of course March is where I got the journal, and so I have very good documenting here. For like trips, I do these little collages. I got this idea from James Luke Burke. He does it in his Hobonichi 5-year. Then again, I started doing the tip-ins and stuff like that. And so, but I think, well, I was pretty good at keeping up with it and March and April. I do have spots though that I missed the day, and you know what? I'm just leaving those blank. Like I have them throughout. You know, I have like days where I just miss the day and like I can't for the life of me remember what I did that day, because it could be that it was just a regular ordinary day and I just, you know, I just didn't do much. And so usually those days when I don't do much, I either, if I have a screenshot from the CoStar astrology app that I use, I will put it there. And if not, I usually put like photos or something, or I journal out what I'm feeling. And so, wow, October I have a lot of blank spaces, and I try to go back and do and like fill in the things, but you know, again, memory, and I just need to get into a better habit of kind of opening this journal up the day, like in the evening, I think, just to kind of recap the day and just how I'm feeling and stuff like that. But that's just like a habit that I need to form. But this is my 5-year, and it'll come with me for the next 4 years. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what this looks like when it's all filled up. And so that is my 5-year. And then this journal here, I believe I shared, I call it my Daybook of Dreams, and it's basically a commonplace book. It's like a commonplace inspiration board, kind of vision board type of book. It's like Pinterest, but in journal form and commonplace. It's just, I call it my Daybook of Dreams because it is filled with things that I like, that I find attractive, that inspire me, that bring me joy, quotes from like podcasts and books, and just images that make me happy, and yeah, just like things like that. And so I don't work in here all the time. It's a Mary Oliver poem that I really love. This was me kind of visualizing a garden that I would want in the future. So I think I have a lot of journaling. Yeah, I do have quite a bit of journaling. This is kind of stuck here. Quite a bit of journaling. I tend to use supplies and papers and clippings and magazine clippings and things like that I really love. A lot of these, like this is a photograph that I took of a squirrel in the park, and this was one of my printables. So it's like a mixture of things like that. And yeah, I'm just like, I just kind of put in here whatever inspires me. And I have like things here that need to go in here. So I just kind of have them kind of scattered about. But yeah, like these are magazine clippings. I love this. Love this. I would love to have that in like my garden area, and just things that inspire me, things that are pretty, that I like the look of, that I kind of one day want my home to look like, or my life to look like. That's what this is. It's kind of like it's a vision board. It's a vision board, but in a journal form, and it's kind of a commonplace because I pull things from books and quotes and podcasts and magazines and, all these things. And I just kind of put it in there to kind of signify a vision for what I want my life to look like. So that's why I call it the Daybook of Dreams. And yeah, so this clearly is coming in with me to the next couple of years. I have a paper here that these are just quotes that I want to get into here. And this used to be an art journal, so like my first page here is an original from the actual art journal that I made, and I took out everything else. You can tell that I journaled here, and then I just kind of gessoed over it. But I love this so much. This was so pretty, and I didn't want to get rid of this, so I kept it in here. And I'm hoping to come in here and maybe do some of this too. This is a beautiful spot for journaling, and I just can't figure out what to put there. But I basically repurposed it, right? I took out all the pages that were in it and put some of my favorite papers and book pages and stuff. But this was a secret garden book that I got for $2 at Strand, and yeah, I just kind of repurposed it. It was falling apart, so I kind of put some fabric, and this lace back here is my favorite lace from Hobby Lobby. I think the back I made into a pocket, and then I lined it with this beautiful, I think it's Sevenberry fabric, and yeah, so I kind of repurposed this last year and made it into the journal that it is right now. And so yeah, this will be coming with me into the new year. Now I'm going to go through these next two probably really quickly because they're for courses that I didn't finish, and then I know that it'll take me a while to finish. So these are my Disney journals. I have a third one. I have a Golden Book one, but I made this one in 2021. This was for my James Luke Burke, his Virtual Voyage, which one it was? Virtual Voyage 4, the Toy Story one, the Pixar one. And so this one's not finished. It's not finished. I still have a lot to do for this one. This was a big class, but I repurposed a Golden Book journal and made it into a art journal, and this just has watercolor paper in it, and that's all that's in it. And so I kept some of the book pages too in it because there were some that I just kind of really liked. Clearly not in the inside out section. There were some illustrations that I just really, really liked. And it was a Toy Story book, so I thought it was fitting because we do end up doing Toy Story, and so the pages that are book pages, those are the pages where I glued in the reference sheets that James provides, because obviously I can't use those to like draw or anything, so they're just the perfect type of paper to kind of put those reference sheets in, and then I kind of scattered it throughout. So that I can do my my journaling, do the actual exercises. So that's one of them. But I didn't make that one in 2022. These were the two that I made in 2022. I made this one first. This one is for Art Journaling the Magic. So I did my first two Art Journaling the Magic online retreats in 2022, and I made this journal. It's just a fabric journal. I used this really, really cute Disney princess fabric that I absolutely love, but it's missing some princesses that I wish were on here, like Jasmine, and if Rapunzel's on here, you know, Tiana, hello. That's my only, like, kind of nitpicky pet peeve thing about this fabric that I bought. And I got it from Joann's, but really we needed the princesses of color on here too. Just saying. But it's cute. And I just made this, I think it's about A5. I think this is an A5 size journal. And I have 3 signatures in here, and they're all, I think it's just all a mixture of mixed media and watercolor paper. And it's for Art Journaling the Magic. So I did, which retreats did I do? I mean, I did 2 of them. I did the Encanto one, and I did, these are like all the printables. Yeah, I did the Encanto one, and I did the I think it's called the Fairy Good Time. So I didn't do the summer one. And yeah, this one is totally not done. I did this little thing. This is not part of the retreat, but this is when Lena Bell came out. Okay, so Duffy and Friends are the cute little characters in the Asia parks, and Lena Bell is the cute little pink fox that is new to the gang. And so I kind of like, this is that famous image of the whole gang, and they're like walking through the little forest area, and so they added her in, and I just wanted to get that illustrated here on my first page, but it's not done. We started Star Wars Day, and just, okay, so all of my Art Journaling the Magic stuff goes in here, and it's sort of like a hodgepodge of the actual assignments and then adding some scrapbooking, and I have like a whole thing of like all of my Disney ephemera and pictures and stuff. I have a lot of James's stickers. This was one of them. This one's one of them. These are one of them. That little Tinkerbell. What else do I got here? And just little like different ephemera and stuff like that from the actual retreat and from just other different Disney type things that I do. But this is my art journaling the magic. My goal is, if I ever go back to any of these retreats, which I should, because there's a lot of lessons that I didn't finish or didn't even start, anytime that I do a next art journaling the magic, like if there's an art journaling the magic retreat that interests me this year, I will do it in this. I'll just continue in here just to build it up. I don't really I don't really care if it's like not chronological. I try to get like the this is like the retreat zine thing in here. And so I have for that one, and I have the scavenger hunt and stuff for this one. So I'll probably put that in for whatever the retreat is, but everything else would just be like these little handouts that maybe I'll cut apart and put in or whatever. Yeah, this is an ongoing thing. I'm not very serious about my Disney journals, at least not these mixed media ones, because I find that they take a lot more time than how I normally would art journal. This one I made for James Luke Burke's Virtual Voyage. I don't even know what number it is, but it's the Once Upon a Star one, which I thought the theme of it was just perfect. It was Pinocchio, Princess and the Frog, and Peter Pan. Oh my god, I thought it was perfect. And so of course I had to take it. And I created a separate journal for my like Pixar one, because that one is like all Pixar, and this one is more like a star theme. And so I had this beautiful fabric. Again, I believe I got this at Joann or Hobby Lobby. They like, if you go into like where they put all the baby fabric, so like this is muslin, so I had to layer a piece of cotton linen underneath it to make the journal, but so it's thinner. They have the cutest Disney fabrics, and so this one's of Dumbo and some stars, which I thought was perfect because it is the Once Upon a Star retreat. And so I have the sticker, like I have a bunch of the printables that James provide. I do have the sticker of the star, and I kind of want to do like a cover thing for it here. And then I always put the itinerary. It's number 7. And a lot of these are all his illustrations. This is all the fun little printable stuff that he gave us, interspersed with, again, the instructionals. I always put the instructionals. I love just like having the references in my journal. And then this is my little Pinocchio that I kind of experimented with. In hindsight, I wish I didn't color the background in, but I really needed him to pop off the page. But I just wanted, instead of doing a wood grain, I thought like, oh, I can do book page, and that'll pop up my blue fairy. So this one is kind of partially done. Like this is the reference to this drawing that obviously didn't finish. And then I have spaces here because this is where other things are supposed to go. These are the coloring pages, which I need to color in, but I just kind of put them in. I didn't do this lesson. I have to finish this one. It's my weird looking Tinkerbell. Like, these are just, it's just, you know, it is what it is. I don't think I did any of the princess. I did do the Princess and the Frog. I did the live one. But yeah, like, I have to finish this, clearly have to finish this one. And, but that one's going to be just for this course, so it's a little bit smaller. Even though it's 3 signatures, each signature only has, like, I think 3 sheets of paper in it. And again, it's a mixture of, actually it's all, no, this one's mixed media and watercolor paper. But yeah, so those 2 are my Disney journals that I created in 2022. But I didn't finish them, and they will be ongoing. I will use them in the future if I revisit these classes, or again for the Art Journaling the Magic one if I take another Art Journaling the Magic class. And then the last 2 are more, I want to say, vision boards. Again, like my Daybook of Dreams, but different. These 2 are both like manifesting journals. They're, yeah, that's all I can say, that they're manifesting journals. This one I'm going to go through first because this one's basically all visual, and I really should share like a really in-depth view of this, but this is a Filofax personal planner that I de-ringed. I took the rings out and I just put the string in because I just liked the feel of this. And I have here just alpha stickers and some photos of a kitchen. But this is my home. This is my home journal. So I made this fabric journal, and I made it to be like a vision board of what my future home is going to look like. So when I say manifesting, this is it. I'm visually manifesting. This is a vision board of what I want my dream home to look like. And I filled it in with papers. I think they're all Maggie Holmes papers, maybe some of Amity Bloom's printables, Nazzie's printables, but it just has paper and grid paper in it because it, again, it's supposed to be a vision board. It's supposed to be just what type of home that I want. And the grid paper is actually, I think I took this out of a Stalogy notebook that I had. But yeah, I just kind of, I glue in photographs of homes that I love the look of. So like, I don't know anything about homes or anything. So like just going online and just looking at homes and all this stuff, you know, I like the sort of cottage or colonial. I think they're called capes. These guys are called capes, this style of home. Cape Cod, colonial, yeah, there it goes. And I'll just kind of write down my notes of like, just what I want my house to have, what I want it to look like. And so that's the visuals, right? You know, what features it should have, and like just, you know, when you're just visualizing your dream home, like if you can build your own home, like what would you want to have in it? What would you want it to look like? What colors do you want it to be? What's the vibe of it? And so I kind of broke this down kind of haphazardly. I think the beginning is like the house itself, the exterior, and then I go into like the entryway, and I do jot down notes to accompany all these photographs that I found either in magazines or that I printed off from like Pinterest and stuff. My sunroom, these are just like inspiration. Obviously my future home is not going to look like this, but these are just visuals of how I want it to look and how I want it to feel. This tab here is the kitchen. I love this. This was from a, it was from a magazine. I want to say it's one of those Southern Living magazines or whatever. And I just clipped out the quote and clipped out the kitchen. Loved it. It was so stinking cute. I really want one of these French country sinks. But that's the vibe that I'm going with, French country. And then I actually printed out product photos of like things that I would want, mostly in my kitchen, because for some reason I'm like obsessed with the kitchen and making the kitchen look a certain way. So these are some plates that I want. Like this is like a little, I don't want a big home, I want a small home, and so I thought this would be cute in the kitchen area. The fabric that I used to make my journal cover, it is actually upholstery fabric, and I get it from, I get a sample from it from Wallpaper Direct, but I can get this and make them into curtains, and so I just have the name of the fabric and the number, and then a swatch of it. These are some knobs that I would love for my, my cabinets. I didn't journal anything there, but it's a little journaling spot. And again, some inspiration. These are kind of the colors. Nazzie has this beautiful printable that is like palette cards, but this one had sort of the colors that I was going for my kitchen. So I just kind of tucked it there. And then I did some journaling about it. This is from that same set. I can go back. I love this. So I want these mugs and bowls and plates in my kitchen. These are some chairs. There's a website that you can get the chairs. I think I put them over here. But if I have a counter space, I would like chairs to look like this. Alternative colorway. So ideally I would want my cabinets white and then the background backsplash of color. If not, I want it the reverse, like a seafoam green cabinet with like white walls. So yeah, that's what this is. It's just, it literally is just a book, like breaking down each room and how I want it to look. I don't have anything here written up yet for my bay window, cozy corner. It's the bedroom. I just have a lot of visuals. I have swatches. So this is a day bed that I actually don't want in my bedroom. I want it in my living room. And so this color here is this swatch, but I do like this silver one. So yeah, I have swatches in here. I have inspiration, craft room inspiration, art studio. I haven't actually journaled much. And yeah, so it's incomplete. It's a work in progress. I have a whole section here about my garden. I have a lot of garden magazines that I need to clip stuff out of and like put in here. I've already started, but I just have to do a lot of the journaling part. And then I have another tab here that's empty, but when I think of something. But yeah, that's all it is. It's kind of like almost a junk journaling type style with a bunch of grid paper in. But it is my home journal. It is where I am manifesting my future dream home in. And it's just a vision board and a journal. That is basically what this is. And so that's my home journal. And then the last journal that is an ongoing thing that will come with me. This one is it's a planner. It is a 2023, I think it's an academic planner because it started in July of 2022. And I bought it in August of 2022. And my intention for this journal, or this planner, because it's literally a planner, was I really wanted to kind of manifest something. Just write something here. Write a desire, write what I'm grateful for that day. Just something about manifestation. So I kind of got into the whole journaling, or I think it's called scripting. Some people call it manuscripting, but it's scripting. It's basically, journaling out what you want to manifest. And usually it's a lot of journaling about what you're grateful for, telling the universe thank you, and then asking the universe for what you want, like what you want to manifest, and then sort of kind of releasing it into the universe and seeing what happens. And so I kind of wanted to do it each day, and I actually did journal each day. And it's more of like you have to write it in the present tense. Sometimes I write positive affirmations if I'm not feeling the best that day. But I started off with doing, like, repeating whatever I wanted each day. And then because this is a planner, obviously, and then I just kind of went haywire, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to use it straight up like a journal. And so that I'm ignoring the dates and just using the pages like a journal. And the calendar here is where I've marked off. I have to actually go in here and add other things, but I marked off. I use these really handy Lace and Whimsy, oh my goodness, Lace and Whimsy stickers. They're moon stickers, and I've just marked off the full moon and the new moon. So like this was a full moon, but it was an eclipse. And so that's why I have that sort of sticker. This was a new moon, full moon, new moon, full, new. And then I think I have a few that are like huge. If I can find one. So like this is a bigger full moon, and that just means that it's a full moon, but it's also a super moon. And then that's a new moon, and so I'm just marking off the full and the new moons because I've been learning that those are the best times to manifest. Those are the best times to sit down and kind of be, thank the universe for what you have, and then to ask for what you want. Those are good times to do those things. And then another significant time is also eclipses. And so I don't have the eclipses here, so I have to go in and like kind of add that in. But this is like something new that I've been getting into, and I haven't actually done it really seriously yet. In the calendar, I'm also marking off things that have happened that were significant to what I wanted. And so that's how I'm keeping like the calendar part. And then some of the pages, like I got it in August and I didn't know what to do with the July pages. So I kind of printed out, law of attraction, manifesting is law of attraction. So I kind of have like a little thing that I made up in Photoshop and just kind of put in here. I have the universal laws, which are all of them. This is about intuition and like using your intuition and grounding yourself and kind of listening to what you intuitively know. Gratitude, it's just a little thing on gratitude. And then I have in the middle about the moons, because again, like I said, full moons and the moon cycle is very good good times to manifest things. So I have the phases of the moons, of the new moon ritual, This is my birth chart because a lot of this has to do with your zodiac. And so this is my birth chart with all of my signs in whatever the planets they fall under, whatever the houses they fall under, and then this is what it all means. This is again my birth chart. This is my north and south nodes, and then this is what everything means in my birth chart. So these are just reference sheets. So I'm putting like reference sheets in the middle of all of my journaling or my manuscripting. I made this little, I needed like a bookmark. I needed like a writing board. And this is a B6 size, so B6 writing boards are very hard to come by. I do have one that's just like a clear plastic, but I wanted one that was print. So I just kind of took one of my Planner Society acetates and just cut it down with a little tab, because this only has one page marker, and I wanted to keep one for the calendar and then one for where I was in the journal. And again, I am not sticking with the dates. I'm just kind of ignoring them and just using it as plain journaling at this point. But that's what this is, and so I'm going to try this out, like seriously, try it out in 2023, and just to see if I can manifest the things that I want. And I chose like the journaling aspect of it because for me, writing stuff down is better. It's just better for me to get all of my thoughts and stuff down on paper. Honestly, a lot of people do this. People do it in different ways. Like I'm still reading. Like it's been taking me quite a while to finish this, but this is Janet Connor's Writing Down Your Soul. There's another one by Natalie, I think her name is Goldberg, I don't know. It's called Journal, I think it's called Journal Your Soul or something like that. Or writing down the bones. I think that's what it's called, Writing Down the Bones. I think they're basically the same book. I haven't read the other book yet. This one, I'm just stuck in the middle of it. It started off really good, and then it's just me and nonfiction books. I get all into them. Like I'm like, oh, I get halfway through and then I stop reading because I'm like bored with it. It's terrible. But basically what this woman did was she journaled. She did like sort of like a morning pages thing, but basically she thanked the universe in her journaling, and then she asked for what she needed. And that's basically scripting. So this book is all about scripting, really. At least so far where I've read up to, it's pretty much that same concept. And so it shows up in different ways, and I'm doing like some kind of hybrid version of that in here, and so that is what this little planner is going to be for. And so those are my journals that I started in 2022 that are coming with me into 2023. And now I want to get to all of the journals that I created in 2022 that I completed. I think there's one that isn't complete, and I haven't decided how I'm going to complete it. So I guess let's start with that one. And so this is a journal that I made for my snippet journal class, which you can find on my website. It's basically a journal. It's a fabric journal, completely fabric journal that I make from snippets of just fabric pieces and slow stitching and lace and some beads and stuff like that. And super simple journal. I even made the inserts. These are fabric covered inserts. I make it in the course as well. This little journal had 2 inserts, and then for this project I just kind of took one out and just used the one. But I ended up using this journal for Liz Lamoureux's hair, one of her hair courses that she did in 2022, and I feel it was the one, the Be Astonished one, the Pay Attention. I think it's called Pay Attention and Be Astonished. She did it in August, and I literally did the Pay Attention part, which was the first half of the course, my gratitude list, which was basically the first half of the course, and then I stopped, right? Yeah. up to 10. That was the first half of the course. That was the pay attention part of the course. The be astonished part of the course, I didn't finish. And so this journal is like a half completion journal, and I really, really want to go back and finish this. This is exactly what happened with her Here Touchstones class. This was my 2021. I did this for her Here Touchstones class, or her Touchstones class. I'm not sure if it's one of the Here classes, but her Touchstones class. And I got halfway through and didn't finish it. And so these are two journals from her courses that I would really love to go back to and like finish. But this was the one that I created in 2022. And so this will definitely come with me. I don't know when I'll finish the class. It'd be interesting to just do the second part of it in like August of this year of 2023, but I don't know. So that's this one. And now to all the journals that I actually finished. I'm just gonna pull them all out here so that we can have them all here. I have a lot of these little lovely journals. That's what I'm calling them. I'm calling them lovely journals. They're my little A6 fabric journals, and there is some order to them. I believe this one's the first one. This one's the second one. Then this one's the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one. So I did 5. I did 5 of them. It was supposed to be 6, but I didn't do a December daily journal. This is the first year that I have not done a December daily journal since like 2016. So that's huge for me. And then this is my unraveling one little word journal. And so I think I'm going to go through the little ones first. Almost all of these have flip throughs up on my channel, like individually. These two at the end will have flip throughs coming at some point. Maybe they'll go up before this video, maybe they'll go up after, but each journal will have a full flip through video of it, and you can find all of the video flip throughs to all of my journals. I have a beautiful new page on my beautiful new website. It's the gallery, and instead of it being photographs, it's actually a video flip through of the journals themselves. So all the YouTube flip throughs that I've done, I made them into like a gallery. That was a beautiful idea that I got from Lydia, February and June. She does that, and I'm like, oh, this is so much easier than taking pictures of all the pages and stuff. Just link them to the video. And so I've done that on my new website, and so I will leave a link down below if you're like interested in seeing all of those flip throughs. But yeah, so these are the journals. They're the tiny little fabric journals that I kind of kept with me, and these were sort of like, I call them my lovely journals. They are like everyday journals. Everything goes in here. If I'm doing like a small little challenge, like Junk Journal July or something like that, they go in here. If I do like a Get Messy prompt, but I'm not really following the season, it goes in here. Yeah, just everyday documenting. I journaled a lot of heart stuff. That went in here too. One of these journals is a travel journal, which I believe is the smaller one, which is when I went to Tennessee for a couple of weeks, and so that's all of this, but it's basically that. It's a mixture of memory keeping and junk journaling and art journaling and just all the things. And so this one is the one that I kept from January through February 28th, so this was the January-February one, or the winter journal, and it's that same beautiful fabric that I love, that I use for my home journal. I just love this, and I get this as a fabric swatch from Wallpaper Direct. I think it's wallpaperdirect.com. And yeah, so I made a tiny little journal. And I believe this one was, the beginning was inserts from my previous unraveling journal from 2021. I had made like a second insert to do 2022's unraveling stuff in, and I started it. So obviously I have my little stats page here, and then these are my one little word things, my little one little word tags in it. But this was, I started it this way, and then I eventually just kind of made a bigger book because I was also doing one little word with it as well. So I didn't kind of put all my unraveling stuff into here. I copied it into here, but I kept the original in this little journal. And so that's what like the first couple of pages are. They're from what was supposed to be my unraveling journal for the year. There's a little letter in here. There's a couple of letters. There's my past, present, and future letter to myself. And then some journaling. But yeah, I had like full flip throughs of these little journals. I did a lot of journaling because 2022 was a very difficult emotional year for me. And so I kind of journaled about everything. Movies that I watched, books that I had read, my feelings. So many feelings in here, just so many feelings. And I really like that about these journals, that I can just stick everything in here. Because I used to be the type of person who kind of separated my scrapbooking from my journaling, from my art journaling, from my junk journaling, and just it becomes a lot. And I just really found my comfort zone in keeping journaling like this. So you can tell there's a lot of scrapbooking influence in these, but also just kind of collage and just kind of a junk journal sort of thing, just sticking stuff in. And sometimes if I want to get artsy, I get artsy and do an art journal page. I don't really care at this point, as long as just, I'm telling my story in the pages, And so that was this one, January and February. Again, they're better, more in-depth flip-throughs on my channel. Then March and April, I did this little one, and in March, I did, this one goes to March 1st to May 16th. Glad I dated it, but yeah, so this one was sort of like my spring, I call it my spring journal. And this one has my Albuquerque trip. I went to go visit a friend in Albuquerque. I have my stats page. I generally always start my journals off with a stats page of some sort. And so that is that one. This is the one that I have like a mixture of memory keeping and art journaling, because I think I did my Messy May prompts in here as well. I did some found poetry. My little art notes are in here. So this is probably when I went to Albuquerque, because my friend stuck this little note into my journal and I just kind of glued it here. His beautiful cat. Yeah, this is all Albuquerque. This is all like business cards and receipts and stuff like that. And like spare Polaroids. Sticker from an artist that I forgot the name of. But I bought that sticker in her little shop in this place. In Old Town, I think, Albuquerque. Receipts. Lots of thrifting. Another one of those Post-its from my friend. They're very pretty. This is my thrift haul that I got. Lots of doilies. Got some fabric. My friend made me this bookmark, and so I didn't know where to put it. So I'm just like, you know what? It's gonna live in my journal, because yeah, that's what happened, right? Some goals for spring. Have this beautiful card. This I love. This is a beautiful quote by Jeanette Winterson about spring, and yeah, I read this out when I did a flip through of this journal, so I'm not going to read it out again, but it's beautiful, beautiful. I think it's from her. It's from her, I think, on Medium. She has a blog, or maybe it's her Substack. It's one of them. It's from one of them. This was my Messy May prompt, or one of them that I did for Messy May. My DNA results. This is my poem from One Little Word that Liz had us write. I think this was a misprint, that's why I put it in here. I didn't want to throw it out, so just it ends up in your journal. This was my other Messy May spread that I did. And you can find these prompts for Messy May on the Get Messy. I think you can find it also on my Instagram account, but like my Instagram feed, but you can also find it in the Get Messy feed as well. Lots of journaling. That is no surprise. This is another letter that I wrote to somebody. It's in this little envelope. This is my updated DNA results. This is when I took our Journaling the Magic retreat. Printed out the little logo for the retreat and put it there. I passed my driver's permit test, the written test for the driving license thing. Pass. Got a perfect score. That's why I needed to put this in to my journal. I was so proud. Honestly, it's the most easiest test that you can take. Journaling. Lots and lots of heavy journaling. Just a lot of journaling. Another letter. I think this is also in an envelope. Yes, it is. It's folded over, and then I have went to the salon to get my hair cut. May the 4th be with you. This is either a drawing from, it's from our Journaling the Magic. It's either April Gleason's or Mindy Lacefield's. I absolutely love both of their art styles, and we got sheets. I forget who did what though. One of them, I feel like this is Mindy. This might be Mindy's sheet. Their styles are really similar, so like I can't remember, but I just wanted to put a sticker there just to represent that. This is when I got a bunch of Nazi's tapes, and so I kind of kept the sticker and I put them in my journal because they're so pretty. And the packaging was so pretty. I got a Grogu Baby Yoda necklace, and so this is where I got it from, and I loved the card. It was so pretty. So happy mail day. Put the packaging there. And then more journaling. This was a Get Messy something. It was a prompt. It probably was from Messy May. But yeah, that's what I mean. If I feel like doing a Get Messy prompt, I will just do it in this journal along with all my journaling and stuff. So that was my spring. So this one was my winter. And this is my spring. And now we're going to go not to the summer one, because my summer one was supposed to include my Tennessee journal, and then I decided to have this as a travel journal and then do this for summer. So we're going to go into the Tennessee one. Again, all of these, I have full flip-throughs of all of these on my channel, so let's go through this one fairly quickly because it's mostly a lot of journaling. Just a lot of journaling, a lot of hard feelings, a lot of Polaroids, a lot of thrift store tags. But I went to visit my friends who no longer live in Chattanooga anymore. They moved, but it was really nice that I was able to go visit them there. My absolutely favorite Tennessee store, Altered State. Beautiful bookshop. Loved that store. It was so stinking cute. If you're in chat, the book and cover, great. Love it. I loved it. But yeah, so Polaroids, journaling, lots of journaling. This was from their tissue paper. I mean, not tissue paper, their toilet paper. The wrapping of it had this on it. I love that. It went into my journal. This is a photograph of a deer that I took when we went on a little hike. Yeah. Opryland in Nashville. So this is the Nashville section. Yeah, it was a really nice time. Jerry's Art Supply, we went to there. Downtown Nashville. All Nashville. Lots of journaling. Basically my Nashville trip journal. Now this one is my summer one. I didn't actually put the end date on here. Oh my goodness. When did I finish writing in here? What's the last date on this? It has to have been in September. Oh my god, the last entry doesn't have a date on it, but September 25th. So it had to have been the ending of September is when I finished this. So this one went from mid-June to the ending of September. It's basically my summer journal, and they're all the same. They're all just a beautiful piece of fabric cover that I made with stats page, even though I don't have my normally I start with a photograph of me and stuff like that. Shopping with my mom. In that pocket. First day of summer. This is the summer solstice. Journaling. Went to go see that movie with my brother. Some more journaling. Then this is when I got the thing. We all know this thing. Had to document that here, of course. This is a card that I got from a purchase. Some movies and TV shows that I watched during my quarantine. I love this. I printed this out. This is one of the little art journals, the little art notes that I hid in I think Nashville. I think this was in Nashville, and somebody found it, and so I printed it out. It made me so happy. Okay, now we're in July, so I'm well. It's a little chipmunk. I am. This one, I think as I'm filming this, I don't think I have a flip through of this journal yet up on my channel, but I will. There's one coming. But yeah, this is my summer. Lots of journaling. This is when I discovered manifesting, or like scripting. Central Park. Bought some bathing suits. More journaling. I did James's virtual voyage, so I have some of his stickers here. Love these cute Tinkerbell and Peter. So this is September, so I did go through August, September. Just a lot of journaling. Some movies that I watched. Bought another bathing suit. This was a date night that I went out with my friend. Date night with mom. I bought some things from Daphne's diary. This is a little note. And then lots of journaling. Hobonichi order. Hard day. This was the 10th anniversary of my dad's passing. This like couple of days, like September 21st to the 23rd, has like a double significance for me right now. So that's me journaling that, the double significance of those days. This was in my wallet from like for forever ago, from 2020, and so I just kind of stuck them in here. Hello Autumn, the autumn equinox, beautiful piece from Daphne's diary. I watched Pinocchio, the live action. It's James's sticker. Watched Thor, and then more journaling to just kind of end September here, you know. So that is my summer journal, and then the last little one that I have is my October magic journal, which kind of ended up being my fall journal. So I started it was only supposed to be October, but I actually kept it through to November as well because it just made sense. So this is October, November, and then again I didn't do a December daily, so I don't have a December journal, which makes me really sad. I'm not gonna lie, it does make me really sad, but I also just needed the time to just be and not feel like I had to journal. What I normally journaled in was my unraveling journal, which is my one little word. So I did one little word and my whole unraveling thing in here. So a lot of those heavy thoughts ended up in here instead for like December. So this is my fall journal. And we all remember this quilted. I love this style, like the snippet style. This is what I teach in my snippet journal class, how to make a cover like this, snippet. This one is just, it's more of a cleaner edge, whereas the one that I actually make in the course, I leave the rough edge. I leave the rough edge on it. But, yeah, Love it. It's so cute. It says Season of Magic because it was supposed to be my October Magic journal. And I still call it my October Magic journal. It's just, it's October and November now. It's a fall journal. And so I kept with a theme, a color scheme. I got some water damage here. This is the prompt list. I used my Mystic Magic printable for this for the most part. And yeah, so the beginning is all October. I kind of kept with the prompts as best I could in here. And then we'll see once we get into November or like late October, I kind of strayed away from the prompts a little bit and started just adding my own, you know, my own stuff, my own things. And then I kind of took it into November because it didn't seem like I'm trying to find the words. Like, it seems stupid to like kind of shelve this journal when there was like a whole nother insert that needed to be filled. So I was just like, you know what, might as well just journal, like continue my journaling. Some pages don't have journaling, like my mixtape, I never put that in. This is kind of where I fell off the wayside of October, the October Magic thing. There's places where I meant to journal and then I didn't. But it's okay. So that's the ending of October. And then this is all just my regular lovely journaling and stuff. It just became like my everyday journal. I have a lot of journaling here, which is fine. I don't, it's you know, it's fine. It really is fine. I still love it. John and I went to go see this exhibit. That was a good day. And I think that was the last entry. Yeah, I got some Free People clothing, put the tags in there. And yeah, so that is the last of my little journals here, my last of my lovely journals. I would have had one more if I did December Daily, but I didn't. And I had like such a cute journal idea that I wanted to make, but I guess for 2023, that's the journal that I will keep for December Daily with like that color scheme and those papers. But these are all my little ones that I kept, and honestly, I'm actually so in love with these little ones. Some of them are really chunky and like they're just so cute. And this was my entire year, you know, in here, and there's a lot of heart stuff in here. So many tears that I've shed just journaling all this stuff, and like I'm really quite proud of myself, to be quite honest, that I kind of kept the habit even though I wasn't feeling it. I know I didn't share very much this year, but everything lives in these little journals, and I love them so much. And so I want to get to my last journal. Let me get to my last journal here, which is this one. This is my hybrid unraveling journal / one little word journal, because I did do Allie's class. I did her one little word class this year. I've never done her class before ever, and I don't know, something told me, you know, 2022, sign up for the class. See, like, just try it, just see how it is, how you like it. You know, she always puts like she always discounts it in like the beginning if you buy it before the first. And then I did her survey and got like a coupon on top of that, so it ended up being I mean, the price for the class is super reasonable anyway, but it ended up being even more reasonable. And so I was just like, you know, why the hell not? Let's just do it. If I don't like it, then I won't continue with it. But oh my god, while I didn't follow all the prompts, I didn't follow all the prompts at all. Some months I did and some months I didn't. The months that I didn't is when I did like my regular unraveling stuff, just to have something for that month, you know. But what I really liked about the class were the Zoom calls, were getting on and just talking, hearing what the teachers, you know, are doing with their word, and then just kind of it was just really nice moments of encouragement. And like Liz would do like a poetry reading, or she would do like a practice, and you could take down notes, and like it was a nice. I try to make all of them, like all the Zoom calls, they were my favorite. Just to have that connectivity, the connectiveness there with the group, and it kept me accountable to coming into this journal and like doing something for the month. Even if I didn't do the prompts, even if I did my own thing, my own unraveling thing, at least at least the class helped me keep accountable to come into my unraveling journal and do that work, do that journaling. And so, yeah, I'm so happy about this. I'm going to have a full flip through of this, like a walkthrough of it. I'm not going to do that now because this video is probably like really, really long. But this is what my unraveling journal / one little word journal ended up looking like. And I call it that, my unraveling journal. I'll probably on my website call it my unraveling journal for 2022. But I did do a lot of the one little word stuff in here as well. So it's a hybrid. It's like a hybrid thing. Like, I don't think this was part of one little word. That was just more of me and my sort of unraveling practice. And I am planning to do the exact same thing for this year. I have already signed up for the course. Again, I may not do the prompts. Like, this wasn't a prompt. This was just me. You know how we have love languages? Well, we also have apology languages, which I learned a lot from. My main musings, this is all unraveling stuff. For June, this is one little word. So it's like a mixture. I did my practice in July, August, and September. I split it up that way. This was Felicitas, her prompt. Beginning again, I just journaled. September, I just did my own journaling. In September, October, I did like the questions. I didn't really do the interview, but I did the questions. November, I did the prompt. And December, I did the prompt as well. And just added some more journaling. And then I have some quotes back here. And then this was an exercise that Liz did in, I think, the November call. So I just copied, I had wrote down my journaling in my planner, and so I just copied it in here just to have it in here. And then that's it. That is my unraveling one little word journal for this year. And these are all my little journals. All of my little journals that I kept this year, and then all the other ones, you know, all the other journals that are going to come with me. And so I am planning to do a video of the journals that I'm going to be keeping for this year, or at least the ones that I'm starting out with. Obviously, these guys are coming in with me along with my 5-year journal and stuff like that. But I do have some other journals some other journals and some other kind of journal formats, I guess you can say, like planners and stuff like that, that I will be using. And so I will film a separate video for that so you can see exactly what I'm using. But this is what I did. This is the journaling. This is all the stuff that I made. These are all the journals that I kept and filled up. And honestly, this past year was a very good year for journaling for me. It was like, I was never the type of person, especially in my scrapbooks, to document anything that was hard. I always just documented events and like happy stuff. But my journals became a place where I can journal out those hard feelings. And I don't want to say life-changing, because that just sounds so cliched, but yeah, it's been that. It's helped so much with just mental health and like just going through hard emotions, like the whole, you know, pandemic and quarantine stuff. I know it has changed people's perspective. I know this because I've always had the perspective that people are just starting to have right now about life. For me, it kind of made me look inward, because when I go through kind of hard stuff, a lot of hard stuff, which I'm hoping to share, I'm hoping to be really open and transparent this year. My whole goal is to start vlogging and just sharing more of me and my story in that way. But like my dad's death, the death of my producer, he was my mentor, you know, being attacked by a dog in Thailand, just like different things for me that were traumatic. You know, they were life-altering, they were just life-altering events that I'm still healing from. And I realized that going through a heartbreak this past year, I realized that I'm still healing from a lot of those things. And when I say that, it's because I would run away from them. Like I would kind of run away from how I was feeling instead of sitting with my feelings and just letting it all kind of wash over me and like take over, and then it goes away. And I find that I still have days where I kind of spiral into those emotions, but it doesn't stick for a while. Like I feel it, I feel the sadness, I just feel all of the grief, and then, you know, half an hour passes, I feel all the things, and then I go and do something else, and generally I end up feeling better afterwards. Before I would literally just plan trips. I would plan trips to kind of escape from my life. You know, I would drown myself in work so that I can make the money to save up to then travel for months so that I can just be away from everything and I don't have to think about any of that stuff. But you know, the pandemic completely changed that because it made traveling like that harder for me. You know, I couldn't just plan a month-long trip and like go somewhere. Usually I go to a different country, but a lot of the countries had, you know, you have regulations, you have, you know, whether it's you have to be vaccinated or you have to quarantine or whatever. It was very hard to escape. It was super hard to escape. It was super hard to escape what I was feeling. And so I had to learn to sit with it. And journaling helped. Journaling helped funnel all of that, all of those emotions down so that I can process it better without completely losing my mind. And trust me, there were moments where I completely lost myself into grief. But it was a learning experience, and these journals are really special in that way, I think, because it's like a physical representation of all of that in here. So yeah, like my new journaling style now is this, and this is probably what I'm going to keep doing moving forward, because it's been really helpful for me, and it's something that I kind of want to share more. That is why I'm going to share my stories, like behind the scenes of the journaling that happens, so that you can see how I've kind of applied this sort of habit to help more with sort of my mental health and personal growth and stuff like that. So I'm definitely going to be talking more about my unraveling process, keeping an unraveling journal, and just journaling for self-care, pretty much. And also documenting, because memory keeping is still a thing. While I'm not doing scrapbooking, it is still a thing that I'm really passionate about. And so, yeah, I'm really proud of these journals, and I'm really grateful for all of you who continue to watch my videos, even when I disappear for like forever. And yeah, just thank you so much. I really hope you enjoyed this look at all the journals that I filled up and created, and some that I started and didn't finish for 2022. And I will be back with some flip-throughs, like in-depth flip-throughs of these journals that I haven't done yet, and what I'm using for 2023. So I really hope you enjoy those as well. Thank you so much for watching, friends, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.